Like Jane said, my name is PK Patel, and I'm with Midwest Corporate Credit. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you would do more deals if 100% of your deals were financed by someone else? Everybody? Yep. The rest of you are what, independently wealthy? Right? Well, that was majority of the room, so I'm done here. Come see me at the table. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to let you off that easy. I have you for the next, 4 hours and 28 minutes? All right, so here's the agenda for today. The problem is, how do I grow my business? How do I do more deals? The solution is credit. We're going to go over business and personal credit. And I'm going to give you some stories and case studies. All right, so I'm not going to ramble. I'm just going to take maybe 30 seconds and tell you a little bit about me. I started real estate investing in 2006. I was 22 years old at the time. I flipped my first property as a short sale double close. How many of you know or are familiar with that strategy? Can you still do it? I haven't done one in years. No? Okay. Yeah, it's become much harder, but this is the property. It's in Crystal Lake, Illinois. I bought it for $175,000 and sold it for $215,000. Made a 30 grand profit, which was actually my annual salary at the time as a 22-year-old. And then I said, there might be something to this real estate. So I enjoy talking to real estate investors because I've got a real estate background. Then came the crash of 2008. And I had to pivot a little bit and adjust my strategy. So all the financing dried up, right? And I had to figure out a way to finance my deals. So what I ended up doing, because I couldn't get traditional mortgages, all the hard money lenders had split. They were nowhere to be found. So I ended up using business credit to finance all my deals through the recession. And then I noticed that some of the accounts didn't show up on my personal credit. Some of them did. So I figured out a loophole. How many of you like loopholes? The rest of you don't? All right. How many of you like loopholes if they're legal, ethical, and moral? All right. All of you. All right. So we're going to talk about some loopholes today. Predominantly one. All right. So personal credit. How many of you guys have credit cards and they send you checks like this, where they give you like a teaser rate and they charge you a couple points and you could get a 1.99% interest rate for 18 months. And I'm going to tell you why those are traps, okay? So the way I'm going to tell you that is by a case study of an actual client. So this client purchased a fix and flip property in June of last year, and then he approached us in right around July of last year, so a year ago. And he had used one of those balance transfer checks and almost maxed out one of his credit cards that had a $25,000 limit. So I don't know if you guys could see that. It's kind of small. I had to get the entire report, but his revolving debt was at right around $26,000 total. And then I advised him to pay that debt off, and he argued with me. He's like, well, I just paid a couple points to get this balance transfer check. I just took the money out, and you want me to pay it off? It's a waste of points. Well, I told him, just believe me, pay it off. Once he paid it off, his credit score increased by 76 points in 38 days. So credit card debt on the personal side is absolutely nasty. It's going to screw up your credit. Now, what if he had to refinance that property and he had a low credit score? What would happen? He'd pay a lot more for financing, right? What if he ran out of money in the middle of the rehab? He'd be in the world of hurt, right? So Is there a better alternative? Absolutely. I'm going to show you what that alternative is. And borderline loophole, it's business credit. So what is unsecured business credit? It's basically lines of credit that are established under your EIN, under your company name. And these are cash lines from banks, so they're not HP or Dell cards or gas cards, not Home Depot cards. Those are vendor accounts. These are actual cash lines that could be used for whatever purpose you guys deem necessary. Typically, they're Visa or MasterCard or liquid lines of credit if you qualify. And these are good for all sorts of businesses, including real estate investors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a sample balance transfer check. This is one of my accounts. It's got a $100,000 limit, and they're offering the same type of deal that you saw with the previous check with Bank of America on the personal side. The only difference is this one doesn't show up on my personal credit. This only shows up on my business credit report. So if I was to write this for $99,000, my FICO wouldn't change even 1 point. And they're given a 0% promotional rate, just like the other one, for I think 12 or 18 months. So what are some of the benefits of unsecured business credit? There's no collateral required, right? You don't have to collateralize a house or a car or any other assets. These lines will not report to your personal credit, like I said before. And these accounts will actually help enhance your business credit. Just like you have a FICO score, your business credit bureau has a credit score as well. And these are revolving lines that will stay open and benefit your business for years to come. And a lot of our clients have gotten credit limit increases like I have. I showed you one of my accounts. We've helped clients establish the same type of accounts with similar large limits. And like you saw, you could get 0% balance transfer checks. I haven't paid any credit card interest since 2011, believe it or not. All I've paid are points, and I just keep bouncing them back and forth. So my question to you guys is, if you had $500,000 at 0% interest, what would you be able to do with it? Think about that. I was supposed to take these testimonials out. Yes, we've got 5-star reviews. We don't have time. So contrary to my belief, I don't have 4 hours and 28 minutes. I've got maybe 7 minutes remaining. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a case study of how I used my account. So here's a deal that I did. It's a flip. It's 100% financed using business credit. It's in Arlington Heights, Illinois, so a nice A- neighborhood. Here's some before and after pictures. Here's the kitchen. Everyone loves seeing the kitchen for some reason. All right, now even more people love the meat and potatoes, the fix and flip numbers. I acquired it for $190,000. Cost me $25,000 to rehab it. Holding costs are about $20,000, and sold the property for $276,000. So after all the dust settled, I made roughly about $41,000. It was all financed with business credit at 0%. Now, let me ask you this. What's my ROI? Infinite, that's right. Infinite ROI, because I didn't use any of my own money. It was 100% leveraged. So why use leverage? I know a lot of you sitting there have deep pockets, you have cash, and you just want to use your own capital. I've heard that story before too, but you want to use leverage so you could expand your business much faster. So who else uses leverage? These fine gentlemen. For those of you that don't know, that's Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Bill Gates. So Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, and founder of Microsoft. So the wealthy see debt differently. And 126 out of the Forbes 400 list are people in finance, investment, and real estate, which are industries that use heavy leverage, right? But you're not on the Forbes 400 list, so what now? You start where you are, and let me ask you this. Are you ready to leverage the loophole that I just showed you?
Ready? Yes.
If so, get in touch. It's very easy. Just go to applymidwest.com, just like you're filling out an application, applymidwest.com. The website looks like that, and click on that little green button in the upper right-hand corner. We also have a vendor booth outside, just right outside this door. Come see us and ask any questions that you have. Thank you for listening, and it's been my honor to present to you guys.